Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Heat Vision podcast. Tonight, I got myself, Hector, also known as CN6, and with me, I got Jazzy.
What up?
And welcome to another episode of Should You Buy? And this episode is going to be Should You Buy Expedition 30, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Yes, sir, man.
And we'll definitely. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm excited to talk about it. But before we actually dive into it, guys, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at Heat Vision Podcast, or go to heatrayvisionpodcast.com. You're going to see all of our links through there. Also, guys, make sure you join the Discord. Top link in the description. Join the Discord, guys. Come chat with us about video games, movies, TV shows, anything like that. But yeah, also, if you guys are listening on Spotify and Apple, give us a rating, guys. And that will help us out a lot. But yeah, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Yeah, man, this is a game that when it dropped, or reviews dropped, instantly was picking up heat.
Yeah.
And
Instantly.
I was in Japan when these reviews dropped.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? And when I was reading them, I was so happy because this game has been on my radar since the initial announcement of the game. I forgot what Xbox show, and I know it was an Xbox showcase, but I forgot which one it was specifically. Ever since they announced it, it was so interesting to me.
It was announced, I have it here, on June 9, 2024 during Xbox Game Showcase.
Okay.
So that was last year.
Last year, right? So ever since that announcement, it caught my eye. I was like, yo, because the premise was interesting. I was like, dude, this looks very interesting. It looks like a really cool, unique idea. It was a new game, a new IP. It was turn-based. I don't know if we knew it was turn-based at that time, but we later found out it was turn-based, which... Which for me was intriguing because I just really got into turn-based that year because I was playing Persona 3 Reload. So that was my first turn-based game where I fully beat from beginning to end. So I was like, all right, I like turn-based. Not only that, this is actually different from the typical turn-bases that I usually see, because usually the turn-bases that I see are JRPGs. They're from Japan. They're usually like very anime related. They're in high school, that bullshit. This one's in set in like France, like folklore and like legend and mythology over there, right? And I was like, damn, this is actually a different take on turn-based games in terms of the setting, right? And it was made by Sandfall Interactive and published by Kelper Interactive. The studio, Sandfall, is legit only 30 people. It was 30 people who made this game, and I think they outsourced for like additional help and all that, but the main studio itself is only 30 people, and this is their first game. This is their debut title.
Yep.
And they came out swinging. Like, everything you see about the game is how amazing it is, how fresh it is, how good the story is. Not only that, just as fire as the story is, the gameplay is even more fire, how they innovated in that aspect. And that's one of the things where I first saw gameplay and I saw that you could dodge and parry. I was like, oh, that's never been done before, I think.
No, I'm pretty sure. I don't think so, man. Because I think that's what that's what hooked a lot of people, especially turn-based RPG enthusiasts.
Yeah, because usually turn-based games can be very repetitive in gameplay or boring. At least for me. For me, at least, Persona 3 Reload, as much as I enjoyed the game, I always hated going in the fuck that tower thing. Because I'm just like, oh, okay, now I got to do the same shit all over again. And it became really repetitive in terms of gameplay, right? I really enjoyed the RPG aspect of the game because that was more fun to me compared to the gameplay. Here, I'm enjoying the gameplay because it's so... That's the word I'm looking for. It's so... Not attention grabbing. It's so... addicting. Addicting, where I'm just like, bro, I just want to keep doing it because like every fight feels so unique, right? And obviously I don't want to get into the specifics of all that. We'll talk that down the road, and later in the pod. But nah, man, for a debut title, Sandfall Interactive fucking killed it.
Yeah, no,
they
absolutely,
fucking killed it.
Absolutely. I guess we should give the premise of the game. Like, do you have that?
No, the premise of the game. So basically, this is like I said, it's going to be.
Or you know what? I could take it. Huh? I could take it. Yeah, I have it written down here to make it more easier. So yeah, and this is what actually kind of hooked me as well. Is because Mario said it perfectly. When it was announced, we got like the new look of the turn-based combat, the whole parrying and dodging. That was like, whoa, okay, cool. Also, the art style was really fucking cool. And then I think the next thing was the like mature type of narrative.
Yeah, bro.
Right? And I think that's what a lot of people, it hooked a lot of people. And so basically the premise of the game, guys, Expedition 33 takes place in Lumiere, a fictional world dominated by a massive monolith etched with a glowing number. Every year, a mysterious figure called the Paintress appears and decreases the number by one, triggering the disappearances of everyone of that age. The story follows a group or expedition determined to track down and destroy this entity. And that alone is like, I think that's what hooked me.
That's
like,
what, dude,
that's
yes.
actually badass.
Because like you never, I was like, oh, that's very different. I was like, all right, bet. So they hooked us, right? But they had to nail it, obviously, right? And they did that. But the premise of the game, it's already just very unique because it's refreshing to see new ideas in the gaming industry in 2025.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything nowadays is like, I sit in another either reviews or should you buys where I was like, everything now is either a remake, a remaster, a sequel to a game that was made maybe years ago, or they're rebooting a franchise. Like, it's very hard to get new ideas or new IPs nowadays. So when you see a smaller studio like Sandfall make something new, take that risk. You know, all these developers, like, I think 3 or 6 of them only came from like big AAA studios. The rest are all junior level devs, bro.
Yeah.
So like to see like them take a risk like this and it be a massive success. I think they already sold like 2 million copies.
Oh yes.
And they got to the point, you brought it up in the news pod, guys. Go check that out, by the way. Check out their news pods, come out every week. You said that they ran out of physical editions of the game, right?
They did.
So like to see this is like, hey man, to these publishers, like, yo guys, you guys don't need massive fucking teams to make an amazing game that's gonna sell millions of copies. You know what I mean? Or even 1 million copies, or even a couple 100,000 copies.
Yeah.
Just give them a budget where they can work with, and let them be creative. You know what I mean? This makes me wonder because like I said, 3 or 6 of them came from like a AAA studio, specifically Ubisoft, I believe. It makes me wonder, like, these big studios. I'm like, damn. Imagine all those ideas that are in those studios that are just being kept in there by these devs, but they're forced to work. I don't know, like, for example, Activision, they're forced to work on the next COD.
No, yeah.
They're forced to work on the next Warzone update.
That's true.
Like I think back Singularity, that was made by Raven, I believe, or something under Activision. And I'm just like, damn, I actually really like Singularity. I wish they could have made a sequel for that. Do you have it?
I could check. Yeah, I have it right here.
It was made by Raven, right? Or
Activision.
Yeah, well, either way, it was published by Activision, right? So it's a studio under them. And they created.
I'm assuming Activision's the publisher. Then Raven, it says right here. Raven,
yeah, Raven's the guy that made the game. They just published it.
So published by Activision, developed by Raven.
Yeah, and like I'm over Raven. I think it's a studio that mainly heads Warzone development.
Yeah.
And so like Raven's now a Warzone studio, bro. And I'm just like, imagine all the people that made Singularity, like, and they're forced to just work on constant Warzone updates. Like, imagine all the unique ideas that they have, but they're just forced to work on Warzone.
No,
and that's what sucks. And then you see these people who worked for Ubisoft had this idea. I think they're like the heads of the studio, and they make a game like this, and it's just like, bro.
So So actually, let's talk about that because it started off with one person. His name is. Let me see if I have his name, because I don't want to butcher it, because it starts with a G, like starts with like Guillermo. I forgot.
Is he French? I'm assuming
he's French. Yeah,
because
and his last name is Brochet
in France.
Broche or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but yeah, it started with him. So he worked at Ubisoft and he was bored. He was bored of what was happening. This was during, I think, the COVID pandemic, and so he stepped away. He stepped away because, like, you know what, man, this isn't for me. I want to make my own thing. I have an idea for my own thing, and that is what his idea was.
Yeah, because I think he was a fan of JRPGs.
Yeah. He was a fan of Final Fantasy, these other games, and you could definitely see the inspiration in this game.
Oh,
for sure,
hell yeah.
when it comes to Final Fantasy, and even some like Persona, with Persona as well. But before we actually dive deeper into like how it was kind of made and like the rest of the review, I want to point out that when this game released, man, it took everybody in the gaming industry by storm.
Yeah.
And it kind of broke records, I guess, because it is now like the most highest rated game on Metacritic.
Oh, yeah.
By users.
When I saw that, that's what got me hyped.
No, yeah. As of right now, it sits at a 9.7 user score based on 9.8K users. And it's at a 92 from critics across 75 reviews. And as of right now, it's the most highest rated game on Metacritic user score wise. Because I think the game that's below it I think it was like a 92, 93. It's the Witcher 3 DLC.
Not blood and.
I think it's that one. The
blood
wine
and wine, blood and wine,
yeah.
or the Wild Hunt. I forgot which one. I forgot the name of the DLC.
I think
Blood and Wine.
Blood and Wine.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good ass fucking DLC, bro.
Yeah. So as of right now, yeah, that's where it's sitting. Obviously, not with critics.
Yeah.
I think in Metacritic, the highest rated game of all time from critics, and it's honestly it's like not that many reviews compared to this one. It's at like a 99 or something, and it's fucking the Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time.
Oh, Ocarina of Time. That one. I can see why.
But I'm talking about like user score, user score, bro. Like this is the highest most rated game as of right now, and it's just I don't know, man. It's just kind of I get it because I was hyped. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm gonna play this, and I definitely get it. But yeah, so the lead director was bored. He stepped away, and the way he was recruiting was, I guess, unconventional, man.
Yeah. It very was.
It was definitely unconventional because I have some info here that he found the music composer on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So this guy, his name is, let me see if I have his name. Lorien Testard. Sorry if I butcher that. But yeah, he was discovered through SoundCloud. He apparently, I think he was like a teacher at the time, and it was also composing music and putting on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And the lead director found him and said, "Hey man, like I really like your music." He bought one of his tracks, I think, and then asked him, "Hey, do you want to come work on a game?" And apparently Lorien, he never worked on a game before. He never composed music for a video game ever. So this is his first like debut as well.
And he fucking killed it.
And he killed it, right? And so another thing that's actually crazy is how he found the lead writer. So
okay, this one I don't know.
So the lead director went on Reddit and he posted a demo of the game as saying, "Hey, I'm looking for voice actors for this game that I'm working on." And Jennifer Svedberg Yen, sorry if I butchered that, these names.
Yeah,
They're killing me.
Yeah, man, trust me. I was struggle too.
She applied. She applied to be a voice actor, right? And she eventually got the role for an important character in the early stages of the game. But through a few rewrites and shifts in the creative direction, the lead director was appointed her to be the lead writer because I guess as she was because I couldn't get that much information. The only thing I know is that she did get the role for an important character, but then later I guess she also written fantasy shit before, like she would post it online, and he saw that and they're like, "Yo, you're a really good writer. Why don't you be a writer?" And she had some ideas as well with the story and everything just worked out. So she then became the lead writer. So it's just really interesting to see that the two things, man, that I really, really love. I mean, I love this game in general, but the main two things, the music and the narrative, were people that was just found online, man. It wasn't on like some LinkedIn or
not like the conventional means like, "Hey man, I found him on LinkedIn."
Bro. This is just like, "Yo, dude, holy shit, this dude's a fire writer. This girl's writing on Reddit. I like her work. Hop on, man."
Yeah.
Yo, this dude's music is fire. He's on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Hey, let me recruit you, bro. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's something you would see in a movie.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, it's so unconventional, man. It's super fucking cool. And those two things, man, I love. So that's what's really interesting about how Expedition 33 kind of came to be. And obviously, I do remember in an interview, I think BBC posted that interview, that the lead director said that he was intentional on like, he was very, I guess, kind of picky on the people he's recruiting.
Yeah.
He was making sure that, hey, the people that I'm recruiting, I want them to be on the same boat as me. Like, we have the same vision and stuff. And that's where I kind of relate to AAA publishers, where the games, I feel like, lack passion. They lack soul because of that. There might be people that aren't really passionate about the game.
Yeah.
And they're just working on it for the paycheck. And it's like, all right, bet. That's just my job.
That's very
Let me
true,
just
bro.
do it, right? Versus here, it was very methodical, where he was like, "You know what?
I have a clear vision.
I want other people to be on that same fucking vision."
Yeah.
And look what happens. About 30 people, obviously 50 people outsourced or whatever. They all had the same collective vision, and they actually created something phenomenal. You know, and I think that's what AAA industry or these AAA giants are
don't understand
lacking.
really.
Yeah, and they're just lacking right now. And everything.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, they did all this with no gimmicks, man. No live service, no microtransactions, no battle passes. They you know what I mean?
No.
They did it with
no season
without
pass.
Exactly, without those gimmicks that these fucking AAA giants are just obsessed with for whatever reason. You know? So it's really refreshing. I bet you money it's one of those things where as of right now, the suits and ties, man, they're in the boardrooms.
They're like, yo, how can we
scratching their heads? How is this happening?
Yeah, right.
Why is this game more popular than Assassin's Creed Shadows, man? Come on.
I know, right?
We had 3,000-4,000 people working on it.
We had 3-hour-long credits, like
yeah,
and they have a 30-minute credit. Like, what the fuck?
How is this possible?
That's bad.
The amount of money that we put into this game and the amount of people we have worked on here. Why isn't it working?
Yeah,
you know, it's just. And here's the thing, we see this time and time again.
Yeah,
where these AAA publishers, they see the success of these smaller games, and we got so many smaller games that are blowing up. Bro.
Yeah,
right. So another one I can think of is Schedule 1, which is made by one developer, but they're gonna try to recreate it.
Yeah.
And somehow maybe incorporate the formula of a live service, some microtransactions, or even if they don't, they just will try to imitate it. But at the end of the day, they will butcher it, and we've seen that before. And I don't know, man. That's a whole different story about the AAA industry, you know. But I want to stay on topic. But okay, essentially, that's how the story of Expedition 33 kind of came to life. Is former developer at Ubisoft was bored, said, hey, I have an idea, and was very passionate, and found other passionate people, very talented people on the internet, man. Just it's really,
I think that's one thing that
really
helps the game a lot.
Yeah.
And why I think it has a serious chance to win Game of the Year.
Oh,
is
yeah.
the story behind it.
Of course.
With Kingdom Come, they already had a game under their belt. It was good, but it wasn't perfected like 2 was.
Yeah.
For Split Fiction, great game. Definitely, we're both of them.
That's still a small budget game in my opinion.
And yeah,
still a small game.
Yeah, but that was their second game.
Yeah.
And their first game already won Game of the Year.
That's true. Yeah.
This is their debut title.
Yeah.
And it's the highest Metacritic ever for users. Not only that, the story helps them. The story gives them an edge. It's like, hey, man, I found this guy on SoundCloud. I found her on Reddit. This guy over here, I found him in a coffee shop. That's just a joke. I'm just saying like to extend my point. But like, I seriously think like, for me right now, like this, the favorite right now is probably 33, and then I'll probably put Kingdom Come 2 second.
Yeah.
For Game of the Year right now. Obviously, we still have a couple more releases. We have Doom. We still have Ghost of Yotai.
Which
when does it come out now? When's the the release got announced for that? I forgot, but
I think Ghost of Yotai definitely is going to be up there. I think,
for sure.
I do think so. But yeah, okay, that's pretty much everything. Let's actually dive into the game a bit. So what? Okay, we're on game visuals.
Game visuals.
The game visuals, man.
Listen,
dude, visually, bro, this game is just fucking lit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, dude.
Game,
it's amazing. Bro.
I love everything about it. The world, the enemy designs, how the characters look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, man, I dude, from the jump, bro, I had a crush on June.
On who?
Yeah, whatever her name, the Asian chick.
Lune.
My bad. Lune.
You said June.
My bad. I forgot her name. Dude.
Yeah.
She's so bad, bro. I can't. Oh my god.
What do you think of Ciel?
She pretty.
Cards.
She pretty.
Really?
She pretty. But nah.
Interesting. Okay.
Nah, the other chick, she way bad, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's so bad. But either way, that's besides the point. Visually, the game is very unique. Obviously, it's set in this very like French myth lore, legend lore like setting where it pulls inspiration from that, and so the world very much represents that. And of course, the thing that's going on in the story, you see. I don't want to say because spoilers, right? But you see how it impacted the world, right? And it's very, very for the price point, $50, right? It's 50, right?
It's $50.
It exceeds it. It fucking exceeds it. Where it's like, bro, this right here is $70. I think I would like this is a $70 visual game right here. But they're giving it
actually,
for 50.
Before the game dropped, it was actually on sale. On Steam.
Wow.
So like instead of $50, I think it was like 45 or like 47, just a couple of bucks off.
Yeah.
But only on Steam. That's all.
I got my shit off Game Pass.
No, yeah, me too.
I got my shit off Game Pass. So what's it called? Dude, visually, I love how the enemies look. Every enemy, every boss fight is so unique. where I'm just like, damn, I've never seen that before. And nothing ever feels repetitive in terms of the world, in terms of the enemies, in terms of how the level design is at. Like everything where you go is like so. It's gonna sound weird when I say it. Disgustingly beautiful.
It fits that, and also fits the aesthetic. Because everywhere you go and you're looking, it looks like if it was painted. Like it looks,
man,
like it just look visually pleasing, like painted, and it fits with the with the aesthetic and the narrative.
Bro, when I was playing the game,
it's
I would just be walking
cool.
and then I'll just stop because I'm just like,
oh yeah,
damn, this just looks like. Yeah. I'll just stop. I'm like, damn, I just want to enjoy this like how where I have my camera looking at. I just want to hold it for a second or two and just appreciate what the fuck I'm looking at right now. Because dude, they fucking nailed it.
But same thing with the enemies too.
Oh yeah, enemy design is very
super
good.
Fucking cool.
I think specifically for Persona, I think it got repetitive in terms of looks of the enemy until you progress further and further up Tartarus. That's what it's called. Tartarus. Here, as you progress the game, I don't think you really see the enemy twice. In terms of how should I say it? You don't see a lot of the same enemy design as you progress the game. You know what I mean? Obviously, once you enter a certain level, you're going to see it a couple of times. But as you progress for along the game, everything gets new.
Oh, yeah.
And each enemy is new in terms of how they play, which also just helps with the gameplay. But we'll talk that down the road. But visually, I love the game.
No, yeah, absolutely. It has the aesthetic, and then the music just elevates it. Like, it just fits, bro. You know what I mean? It's just there. I fucking love it, bro. And also, we should point out as well that fits with visual appeal is that there isn't like a HUD when you're exploring, or like there isn't a mini map and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know if you noticed.
No, I think the most you have is a compass, right? Or my trip.
Yeah, I think so. But like, there's no mini map. There's there's no map. Your HUD is pretty much clean.
Yeah, so it helps with the immersion,
and it helps exactly. So here's the thing, I wanted to get your take on that. Because a lot of people say that's a negative.
I don't think so.
They say that they wish there was a mini map. Whenever you enter like a new area,
that certain
we just entered like a new area.
Yeah.
Right. You know, you get lost a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But they say that there has to be a mini map, and people are just saying that that's kind of a flaw. And I wanted to get what do you think?
Me personally, I don't think it's a flaw because you got to remember what they are. They're expeditioners. This is the first time they're ever exploring this area in their life. So for me, it's like, hey, if you want to feel like an expeditioner, we can't give you a mini map. You got to figure out where to go. And to me, I had that feeling. I'm like, bro, I don't know if I'm going the right way or not. But I progressed and I eventually found the right way. I didn't struggle at all to find where I needed to go. In fact, it helped me. I actually felt like I was one of them. If that makes sense. Not only that, another game I compare it to that's coming out, the sequel to this game is coming out later this year, Ghost of Tsushima. The HUD is very simple. Like there's barely anything. That you're very immersed in it, and the way you find out where you need to go is through like the wind. So you swipe up on the mouse pad thingy, the touchscreen thing on the PS5 controller. Touchpad, there you go. That, and the wind will tell you where to go, and that's how you know like where you have to go for your objective. Here, there's nothing like that, but there's there's curated paths. Just pick one. What you come across is what you come across. That's part of the enjoyment of the game for me, at least. So that's why I don't really care if there's a map or not. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think if there was one, would it help me? I'm like, sure, it will help me because I would for sure know where I'm going. But then I think that takes away a part of like feeling like you're an actual expeditioner and like a survival aspect, if that makes sense. You know what I'm talking about? But to me, I don't think it's a flaw, dude. I don't mind it.
I actually did not make that connection of you saying, oh, yo, we're expeditioners. We're here for the first time and stuff. I like that comparison. I actually do agree. But from the jump, yeah, I also disagreed with them as well. I'm like, yo, I don't think it bothered me just because the areas that we would go into, I don't think
they're not like crazy big.
Yeah, exactly. They're not crazy big, so you can't get lost that easily. But obviously the developers, they kind of knew, they understood that, hey, some people will get lost or they might feel like they need a mini map. So what they did, which I really do appreciate, is throughout certain areas, they would have lamps. If you look up at the sky, there'd be glowing lamps. Or if you look on the ground, I think there'll be like flowers or petals or something. And if you follow the lamps or the petals or whatever, it leads you to the right direction. All you have to do is just look.
Yeah.
Right? But I definitely, so yeah, I love that aspect of it. I also do like that the HUD is clean because you could really, it's more immersive when it's that way.
Oh, hell yeah.
and you get to see the art and like everything that you're
You
exploring.
get to really appreciate it more.
Absolutely. So yeah, I definitely do agree. I just want to know your thoughts because a lot of people were saying how that was definitely a flaw.
No, I would disagree with that, man.
But yeah, visually phenomenal. It's like one of the most visually appealing games that I played in a while, in a long time.
Yeah, I would say this is probably the first time, I'm trying to think, since probably Alan Wake 2. Since that game where I was like, holy, so it's been a while. Because Alan Wake 2 came out, what, a year ago?
That was, no way. I thought that was 2023, no?
Was it?
I could check.
I don't know, because Alan Wake 2 was the last game where I was like, holy fuck, this game looks fucking amazing. Which you need to check that game out. You will fucking love Alan Wake 2. But visually, that's like, it was like the feeling it gave me. Because when I first booted up Alan Wake 2 and I was like looking around, I was like, holy shit, this game looks fucking incredible.
2023.
Oh my God.
October,
okay, 2 years ago.
October 27th,
So that's how long it's been. Since the last time I felt this, where I was like, yo, I'm fucking actually impressed and I'm actually really immersed in the game, bro. And that, funny enough, that game, Alan Wake 2, was my game of the year.
Oh, really?
That year. I don't know if you remember.
What was that year?
That was Baldur's Gate. So obviously Baldur's Gate got it, but I said for the games that I played, Alan Wake 2 was my game of the year for that year. But I'm pretty sure if I would have played Baldur's Gate, which I want to go back and actually play it again, because I did buy it, but the thing that threw me off was not the turn-based shit. It was the D&D aspect of it, where you had to roll dice. I'm just like, bro, you're throwing a lot at me right now, and so I eventually I hopped off of it. But I want to try it again after like playing 2 turn-based games now. Yeah, but I haven't been wild like that visually since Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, but speaking on the turn-based, dude, I'm not really into turn-based at all. Like, I'm not really into
this. This was your first one.
I've never been into it. No, technically my first one was Metaphor Refantasio.
I'm talking about like beginning to end.
Oh, beginning to end, yes. This is the first turn-based game that I beat from beginning to end. Metaphor Refantasio, I actually did not beat it completely, but when I played that, I liked it. I was like, you know what, this is actually pretty cool. And it actually opened my eyes to check out. I want to check out Persona now. I want to check out the older Final Fantasy games.
Persona games are what made me want to try turn-based. So when I played Persona 3 Reload, I was excited, but also nervous, because I'm just like, okay, I know I enjoy watching people play the game, but like, will I actually enjoy the turn-based shit? And I do enjoy it. It's just in that Persona 3 Reload, it gets really repetitive. Right? And so like playing this one and just confirm like, all right, I do like turn-based if it's done like right. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you, is the story a little bit more out there, like little bit more weird? Like in terms of, if we're comparing Expedition 33 and Persona,
like it's less mature. Way less mature.
It's less mature. Okay.
It has mature themes. Don't get me wrong. It has very mature themes, but because you remember it's Japan, so like they put the typical like anime tropes in there, so it can get very cheesy.
Hey, and fun fact, I found this out. Remember, I was probably one of the news pods. Hav and I were teasing you about like, what the fuck, you're watching anime with high schoolers and shit. Yeah. So apparently that's like a cultural thing in Japan. The reason being is because most people in Japan that had like the most, I guess, development. The most development and more fun and the most shit that's happened in their lives was in high school.
That makes sense, because when I was over there, bro, they told me that like, hey, after high school, it's either you go to school or you become a salaryman, which means really you become like a suit and tie, you find a job. Yeah. You hit the real world. Yeah. It's either those two paths, and it's kind of set for you what you want to do after high school. Like you have a set path. You don't really have a choice of what you want to do. Yeah. So that makes sense.
So yeah, I saw that and I'm like, you know what, that makes sense why majority of media like is set in high school around the college year times.
Because that's probably the last time they're like, hey man, I have no responsibilities.
No, for sure. Yeah. And Persona, doesn't it take place in high school and shit?
Yeah. 5 was like that. 4 was like that. 3 was like that. I can't confirm 2 or 1. I don't know too much about them, but the 2, 3, and 3, 4, and 5 are like that.
And I think maybe that is maybe what
the next one's probably going to be like that.
No. And I think that's what maybe, I guess, pushes people away, is maybe that aspect. Yeah. And that is why Metaphor Refantasio was like, whoa, a breath of fresh air, because hey, we're not in high school. Yeah. Like, it's an actual like a new world. Yeah. And you're an adult and you're exploring and you're dealing with these things. So I think that's why Metaphor Refantasio got a lot more recognition than the other Persona games, especially Persona 3 Reload. And more so, as to why Expedition 33 took the gaming industry by storm was because
it wasn't a Japan.
It wasn't a Japan. It wasn't a JRPG. It was like a whole. It was inspired by Persona and Final Fantasy.
France, sorry,
yeah, right. It's a whole different thing, and it's grounded, bro.
Yeah,
and it's like
very mature.
It's very mature, and I think that's what really helped it. At least that's what helped it with me. And so after Expedition 33, man, I definitely want to check out the other turn-based games. And I'm like, you know what? I actually really fuck with this. And to the people listening, if you are not into turn-based or into turn-based games, like for example, like Hive, right?
Yeah.
And I told them this, hey, if you're not into it, man, okay, I get it, but I really think you should try this game. This game, I think, is a perfect entry level to it. It's super fucking cool. And here's the thing, ready? I have a cousin who loves Persona.
Oh yeah,
loves Persona, loves Persona 5. Put like fucking 500 hours into it or something.
Yeah, he was crazy, bro.
Loved it. He's playing Expedition 33, and he's like, dude, this is fucking phenomenal.
I know.
He's like, this is fucking phenomenal. The parrying, the dodge is so much. Is badass. It should have been a thing.
Yeah,
in turn-based games, which I agree with. And he's telling me, he told me this right now, bro. And I trust him a lot because he's played all Personas. He's also played. I have another cousin as well. He loves Final Fantasy. He's played the Final Fantasy games.
Is this which cousin is this? This is the one with the dress is nice? Him?
Yeah, with the fashion. Yeah. Yeah, so he loves Final Fantasy and shit. Both of them, bro, said that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 could probably be the best turn-based combat game, RPG, like out of all of those games.
I never played Final Fantasy, but I know the story of Persona 5. Obviously, I know I beat 3. 4 I've only dabbled in, but I know the premise of it and how the gameplay looks there. I mean, even I would say the same thing, bro.
But that's crazy to me. And it's like, because I would think, because they're way more into it than me, right? Me, I'm obviously biased. I don't have that much experience in that world, so I'm like, of course, I'm like, yo, this is actually fucking fire, right? But those guys, they have years of experience, and they're even saying, yo, this could possibly be the best turn-based game out there.
Dude,
and that's just like
my first session,
insane.
I'm just like, bro, this is different. My first session of this game, I knew it was different.
Dude, bro, the epilogue, the very intro of the game is just phenomenal, and I felt that bitch. And I explained this to Hav so he could understand, because it felt like that feeling you got when playing The Last of Us, like the very intro. That's how I felt with the intro for this game. And it's definitely going to be up there with like one of the fucking greats, bro. You know what I mean? For sure. But okay, you know what? Back on track. We talked about the visuals. Let's talk about the audio, man. The audio design and the music. Man. Phenomenal, man. Phenomenal, bro. I'm not gonna, dude, it's if you look at the soundtrack, they uploaded the soundtrack. It's on Spotify. I downloaded that bitch.
Dude, I've been playing it every morning.
No, for real, dude. And they uploaded it on YouTube as well. Dude, there's so many soundtracks, bro.
Yeah.
And it's super fucking cool, because every single time you're in a different area, they play the music that's kind of fits the aesthetic for that area.
Yeah, bro, it's cool.
Whenever you're fighting a boss or certain enemies, they play music that kind of fits with that shit. And I truly appreciate it. Dude, I'm not even kidding anymore. I can't wait when you stream. Check him out, guys, at Just Jalzy on YouTube. When he streams it, I can't wait for you to get to certain bosses and you hear the music, bro. It's banging, bro. It's crazy as fuck, and it just heightens it, bro. It helps the world. The world that it's painted, pun intended, right, is very, like, at least in my opinion, I think of it as mythical and mysterious and mixed with like elegance.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
and
perfect.
the music perfectly like fits that aesthetic and elevates it to that, like, to a higher level.
Yeah,
I agree. It's just amazing, man. It's just, I love it.
Yeah.
There are some tracks on here, guys, that lingers in your mind way after the credits roll, and there are times where I'm just chilling and shit, and I'm just like constantly playing that soundtrack in my head. I'm like, dude, this is fucking amazing. And I will say this is a bold statement, that Expedition 33 has probably the best soundtrack of a video game that I've ever heard in recent years, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I can't think of anything else that had that banging of a soundtrack that I absolutely loved. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is definitely up there with like one of the You know, like when 10 years go by, it's like, yo, bro, like this soundtrack is fire. Like Expedition 33 is gonna fall into that category.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
in my opinion.
No, I agree, man. When I was first booting up the game, I was having audio issues, and I was like, bro, I'm getting no audio, and it's because I didn't click on the game.
Yeah.
So I technically didn't have the tab open, even though I see the fucking game on my screen. So as soon as I clicked on the game, I get hit with like the main theme. I forgot what it's called. Clair Obscur. I forgot what the name of the song is, but it's the main one where it's like dun, 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 dun.
I think that one's
Clair
titled.
Obscur, dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, I think that one's
one.
called Alicia.
Alicia, whatever
it's
that
called
one. I got hit
Alicia.
with that one. The one you get when you boot up the game, and I get to the peak moment of the song. That's what I hear when I first click on the game, and I go, I showed Hector it's on my stream. It's legit the beginning of the stream. I go, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, this shit fire as hell. And as you just progress through the game, bro, it just gets better and better.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
I did my first boss fight. Like I said, I beat Act 1.
Nah.
First of all, that guy looks fucking insane, bro. That shit. And okay, fuck, it's a spoiler. I was going to say because I beat him, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, bro. I only died him once. I beat him, right? I'm like, all right, but that was tough, bro. Like all my guys are weak and shit. I was like, right, but I did it. Then the shit happens, and I was like, bro, are you fucking kidding me, man? I was like, what the fuck?
I felt the same.
But
way.
luckily, I used what is it? What was it? Lune?
Yeah, Lune.
I used one of her abilities. It's OP as hell, boy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Where you could heal and revive.
That one, but no, I use the one where like you know how she has her. We'll dive into it more.
Yeah, we'll dive more into it in the
yeah.
gameplay.
Yeah, go. Oh yeah.
But yeah, okay. Listen, I'm already picturing it right now at the Game Awards, bro. They playing that song.
Oh, they are. No, they are. They are.
Have to, man.
No, they are. There's no way they don't.
They only do that if the game wins Game of the Year. No,
sometimes they put on special performances.
Oh, okay, for sure.
So for sure, this has to be that one. The one I just like
that, unless Ghost of Yote just fucking is. If it's their soundtrack is
because their
crazy.
soundtrack was pretty good too, man.
But no, dude, I truly think that this is like on another level, man.
No, I agree, man.
Like
I'm telling you, everything is good, but the story like bumps every. Like you'll think, like, oh man, the music's so fire, and like the fact that they found this guy on SoundCloud is like insane.
Yeah.
It just helps. That's why I'm saying, like to me, it's my number one because the story helps them.
Yeah, but yeah, is that everything? Is that everything you got to say about the music?
I love it, man. The music makes you feel more immersed in the world. Dude. And when you notice it, bro, I always said I only really notice the music when I'm really enjoying a fucking game.
Yeah.
Because like I'm enjoying every aspect, and the music just bumps it up to another level. It's happening here in this game where I'm just like, dude, everything's a banger. Everything I hear is a banger. Everything. I haven't heard one thing where I was like, I don't really like that one.
That's very true.
I'm being so true, man. Like I'm being so real. I mean, like I'll go to like the camp.
Yeah,
I'll put on like I'll put on different records, and I'll be like, all right, Ben. All right, let me go upgrade my shit real quick.
Yeah, let me upgrade my shit.
Bobbing my head at the same time, like, all right, let me make this level 8 real quick.
You bring up a good point because there are some soundtracks that I've listened to in video games where I'm like, yo, this is fucking fire. But then there's a few oddballs in there where I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. But so far as of right now, like when I played Expedition, there hasn't been one where I was like, I'm not feeling it.
The only one,
I was always into it.
This is another game where I really like a bunch of the songs. Persona 5. Persona 5 is the same way.
Yeah, I heard Persona
5 is a fire soundtrack also. It's my favorite personally.
Really?
Yeah, there's just one soundtrack where it's just like, it's kind of like really relaxing, where it's like dun, 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 dun. It just really, as you explore the world of that game, it plays that and you're just like, dude, so relaxing. And here it's not relaxing, it's just more emotional.
Oh yeah, and more cinematic.
And more cinematic.
Yeah.
Right? So different tones, but still both were hitting, if that makes sense.
Okay. Moving on. What's next? Gameplay.
All right. So gameplay here is, I mean, it's turn-based, so you kind of get the idea of how gameplay is. I guess we should first talk about the thing that makes it different, right? And that's the pairing, and that's the dodging.
Yes.
Where it sounds simple, where like, oh, you just press a button, parry, press this button, dodge. No, it's not that simple as because every enemy is different in terms of timing, in terms of how they build up to their attack, you know. And pairing's a bitch, bro. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. But here's the thing: you have to be good at it, and when you do get it right, it is one of the most satisfying fucking feelings you'll ever get.
Yeah,
I'm being so for real, especially when it's like at a boss fight and you have and it's a group attack. And so everyone parries perfectly, and so everyone attacks you, and you're like, fuck.
Counters. It's so fucking cool.
It's so satisfying. So it's really just about timing. If you can master the timing, you can get really good at gameplay.
Yeah. So okay, I have a few things to say about the parry and the dodging. So you are right. It is difficult. I remember you could actually change the difficulty, where you could lower it to, I think it's like, story. Like if you just care about the story, it's the combat's easier. So where you take less damage, you do a little bit more damage, and the dodge and parry windows are larger. Bigger?
Oh,
right?
Makes sense.
And the only reason why I know that is because I was getting my ass beat, and it said, "Hey, you could change this. You could change the difficulty." I was getting my ass whooped, bro. I'm like, dude, this is so annoying. And it told me, hey, you could change the difficulty anytime you want. And I'm like, nah, I ain't no bitch. but yeah, so there is that option. And you could obviously make it harder as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
And so, okay, the parry and the dodging, man, I thought was fucking phenomenal. Yeah. And here's the thing. There are a lot of people that don't like it. They think it's unnecessary, and they're not fucking with it.
Nah.
And here's the thing: there are some people that I tune into, like some reviewers that I actually trust and I actually fuck with, that have said that. We're like, the parry and the dodge isn't really it. Like, it's just not really good. The pairing is too tight, meaning it's like inconsistent, and like you need it to be fucking perfect.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my counter argument.
Yeah.
Well, of course it's fucking inconsistent because well, it depends what he's arguing. If he's depending like, hey man, it's the same enemy type, like same design, and the timing's different, then I don't think it is, because I feel like it's the same every damn time. But if you're talking about like every enemy in the game, well, I was like, well, yeah, it's inconsistent. You're not fighting the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You're fighting different enemy types, so of course their timing and their windows are going to be different. To me, that's like good.
No, absolutely, I agree.
That's creative. That's not making the game easy. Because if it was the same thing for every enemy, then the gameplay is going to get boring. It's going to get repetitive. You're going to master it, and then that leads to it being boring.
No, I agree. Definitely.
I don't know what this reviewer was arguing, because if he was arguing like, hey man, I'm fighting this same enemy type and the windows are different, then I'm like, okay, I can see where you're coming from, even though I
believe it was maybe that.
If it was then I still disagree, because I don't think I've had that issue where like timings or the windows are different.
Yeah, but they also talked about how like every new enemy, like they do like different things, and even like fake outs. You know how like when you're fighting certain enemies, they do like fake outs and shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But then in my head, I'm like, but that's on purpose.
Yeah.
It's the gameplay already, or like parrying and dodging is already challenging. And of course, they're going to do the fake out. Sure, you might be annoyed or whatever, but
once you progress in the fight, you'll know what to expect.
Yeah, exactly.
And once you beat the motherfucker, you get past those fake outs, you're like, fuck yeah, fuck
exactly,
you,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure, like, why that was an issue, or like why that is a negative. Also, the dodge has a larger window. So like, with a parry, you actually have to be kind of perfect with it.
Yeah.
And so with the dodge, you have a larger window to actually dodge. And it was said on the official Twitter page from Expedition 33 that they said, hey guys, dodge. We recommend you guys dodge to figure out, like, to memorize the patterns of these enemies. And then once you once you have it like locked down, then you could parry.
Yeah.
And so whenever you dodge, it'll say either dodge or it'll say perfect.
Yeah.
So whenever it says perfect, when you dodge, that is when you have to press the parry button to get a perfect parry. So when it says dodge, it means you're a bit late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in my opinion, man, I disagree with those people that are saying that's kind of an issue, man. I thought that the parry and dodging mechanic was intuitive, and like
I like it,
and it was it's definitely unique, and it's challenging, but I think that's the point,
gratifying, bro. Because in the beginning of the game, I was ass. I was ass at dodging. I was ass at parrying. And to see my progress from the beginning of the game to now, bro, I've gotten better. I've only gotten better with it.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. I'm not even going to say I'm elite or even good at it. I would say I'm okay with, I think I'm pretty good at dodging now, but parrying I'm okay at.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you are the same way.
Yeah.
And you see that progression with how well you're doing in gameplay. That is gratifying.
And parrying is difficult because it's rewarding.
Yeah.
Because if you get a successful parry,
you feel like the shit.
You feel like the shit, right? But I'm talking like in the in-game. You get the AP, which is the thing, which is the action little point. Blue action point. Yes, you get an action point, which allows you to use your skills, right? So if you're doing successful parries, you're leveling up your action points.
You're actually getting rewarded.
And you're getting rewarded. So yes, it's going to be difficult. And if you do a perfect parry of like every single
A group
of attack,
Oh.
you do a counter.
Yeah.
So if you perfect parry enemy's attack, like let's say
Every single attack. A 3-hit combo.
yeah, like a 3-hit combo, 5-hit combo, you do a counter attack, and it does even more. It inflicts more damage. So that alone, it's already rewarding. So my thing is, well, yes, it's going to be difficult because at the end of the day, when you parry, you are being rewarded in some way. You're getting more action points so you can save up and use your skills, or you completely parry every single combo and you inflict more damage to your opponent. So I don't know why people I guess are saying that it's just it's too hard. Well, okay, if it's I hate to be that guy. If it's too hard, there is a difficulty option. 1,
Go lower it.
right? Lower it. 2, you could dodge.
Yeah.
So the point is dodging has a larger window, so you could, if you're getting faked out or whatever, that's the point of the game. Start dodging. Memorize the combos. Memorize it, because even when an enemy's about to attack you or do an attack,
They wind up a little bit.
they wind up a bit, and on the top of the screen, it tells you what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
Like,
3-hit combo,
yeah,
4-hit
like,
combo.
Soul Slayer is gonna unleash his demon, and you're like,
Yeah.
And when you first play,
When
the
you
game,
first encounter
you're
it,
like,
you're
what the fuck
you're
is
gonna
that?
get fucked. Like you're probably not gonna defeat the guy the first try. Like, just accept that fact.
yeah,
You're not gonna. The final boss in Act 1, I didn't defeat him the first try. I defeated him
me
the
neither.
second try.
No,
Because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know what he was gonna attack me. But once I figured it out, I was able to tell him like, oh, I gotta shoot that in this order,
Yeah.
and then that fucks him up. All
But
right,
here's the
bet.
thing too: in the game, sometimes they don't tell you, it's gonna be a 3-hit combo. Demon Slayer is gonna hit a 3 combo. No, it'll be like weird shit. Like Demon Slayer does a light attack. Demon Slayer does a long attack.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer releases his demons.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is that? And then once you see that, you're like, okay, now I know
what it is,
So
yeah.
boom, it quickly pops up. Oh, Demon Slayer's about to release his demons. All right, I know what to expect.
Yeah.
I know what I'm gonna do. Let me dodge this. Let me dodge that. Okay, he's gonna do a light combo. That's 3 combos or 3 hits, right? 3-hit combo. All right, bet. And then I know what I gotta do, because that's the point. You have to memorize them and dodge. I
The
recommend
game's actually challenging
absolutely.
you, bro.
I definitely recommend dodging first
Yo, hell yeah.
until you fully like understand the combos and the terminology that they use. Then I say, okay, start to parry. You know, but it is going to be hard, guys. It is going to be hard. But I'm telling you right now, if once you get it down, it's super rewarding. Especially when in the game, are these things called like gradient counters, right?
Oh yeah.
Where the enemies would do like a crazy move, like a move that's going to do a lot of damage, and you could tell because the screen turns gray.
Yeah.
They do a flip and it slows down a little bit, and you have to press a separate button, not the dodge button or not the parry button, a separate button.
It's R2.
It's R2 if you're playing on controller. To a gradient counter, and it's the same thing as a parry. You just have to time it well, and you do a counter attack, and it's this cinematic, cool looking fucking counter, and you do more damage, and it's super fucking cool. So I personally love it, man. I understand the frustration, guys, that it's a bit too tight or whatever, because I do know that people were saying that people are used to like Dark Souls and stuff where the parry window is a little bit larger. So I get it, I understand, but at the same time, that is why there is that dodge mechanic. Figure out the patterns. Hey, take a couple hits. If anything, in the game, there are these abilities called pictos that enhances your character.
They're like little buffs.
Yeah, little buffs and stuff. There are some pictos that you could equip on any of your characters that if you take a hit, you get an action point. So you did have that for one of my characters. I had a character who had like a lot of health.
Yeah.
That to the point where like whenever they would hit me, it didn't do as much damage compared to my other characters. So I had a picto where every time I got hit or whenever I got taken damage, I would get an action point.
I haven't gotten that one yet.
No?
I need that.
Oh, well, there is that one. And here's the thing, guys. With the way you get pictos, these buffs and weapons and enemies, is you're going to have to explore. So when you're out there exploring the world and fighting enemies, you also have to fight enemies, you get chances of loot to be dropped, obviously, right? Or there are certain, as you're traversing through the map, there are these certain cages. There's like a cage with like a white ball illuminating inside of it. And around the area, you're supposed to shoot other
3 targets.
three targets, like 3 targets are illuminated, and those three once you find those three targets, it'll open up that bigger.
And that specific thing gives you a very powerful reward.
Exactly.
Every single time.
It gives you like a powerful, like it could be what, like a weapon.
A weapon.
Just a weapon or a Pictos. I can't remember.
I don't know if it gives you the shit to level up your taints.
Oh yeah.
It could give you that too.
Yeah.
Because it's very important to level up those taints. One Pictos that I have right now that I really like is the perfect parry. So every perfect parry I get an AP point. So that's why I do it.
Plus extra?
No, I get an AP point, just plus one AP point. So every perfect parry, I get a AP point.
Because I was gonna say, don't you? I can't remember because I thought when you parry, you get an action point.
I thought I could have sworn, or it could be a perfect dodge. Perfect dodge.
Perfect dodge.
There we go. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
So every perfect dodge, I get an AP point, but it's only once per turn. So that turn, I get an AP point.
See.
That one.
So I have this Pictos, dude. It's fucking fire. It's fire. Where if your character dies, like, they automatically get revived.
Oh, what?
But only once per game.
Oh, that's a fire ass Pictos.
So yeah, it's only one. And there've been times, bro, where I actually I want to say my favorite character, as in like damage and wise, is Mael. I love using her, and like the shit that I have on her is really fucking cool. And Lune, I really like Lune too.
Yeah,
but so Mael, I put that Pictos on her. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to make sure she's not dying. And then I remember I was at a boss fight where my strongest character died, and it was Mael. And I'm like, no, I lost her, bro. And then I didn't have enough action points to revive her using Lune. But then when it was her turn, she immediately like revived with,
and you're like, oh, I forgot I had it equipped.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was like, thank God. And then she was revived, but with full health and full action points.
Oh, that's clutch.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking lit. Yeah. So, but keep in mind, that's only once per
game
round
or per match.
Per match, exactly. And some of these matches, man, depending on like how low of a level you are, and I said this to Mario, Mario, try to explore a little bit and try to, try to level up your characters, because I'm not gonna lie to you, because of the should you buy guys. Because originally we were supposed to record this last week, so I was kind of on a time crunch. I'm like, oh fuck, like I don't got that much time to explore. I'm gonna just focus on the story, because I'm really loving the story, and like I want to find out what fucking happens. So I'm not exploring as much and shit. I'm just going straight to the objective. And I remember I got to this boss fight. It's wraps, bro. Like I just could not compete. I just could not compete. And one of those moments happens where where you and I talked about, oh really? Where I'm like, I can't do this, bro. And like the entire match lasted like 30 minutes, bro.
Oh my God.
30 minutes and I died. And it's because I had so many parries, I had so many dodges, but just the damage I was inflicting wasn't enough.
I know what you mean.
And so I'm like, dude, there's no way. I have to level up. I'm gonna have to fucking
explore a little bit.
Get better loot. And as you're exploring, getting better loot, you unlock. You get chroma, which you then are able to upgrade your characters.
You use chroma to be able to equip the passive. To equip other Pictos that your other characters in your team have. So. Once you have a Pictos, you have to win, was it 4 fights? 4 fights.
I think 4.
4 different fights, right? And then you get the passive ability. Not only that, you also get the ability to have that Pictos equipped on your other characters. So let's say, for example, I have Melee, right? She has a Pictos. Mael. I keep saying that, bro. Mael, right? Yeah. And it's the perfect dodge one. On a perfect dodge, you get 1 AP. I win 4 fights with that one equipped only on her. For those 4 fights, only she gets that ability. So once those 4 fights are complete, now it's like fully leveled up, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm able to equip that on on everybody else on my team, as long as Mael has it equipped on her. So like she'll have it equipped, but they also get the buff even though they don't have it equipped. And that's a passive buff that they have.
Absolutely.
And these, what are they called again? Those things?
The buffs? The Pictos?
Chroma. The chroma. That chroma, you need that because each one costs a different amount. Let's say, I don't know how much that one costs, I forgot. But let's say, this one costs 15 chroma. So you're gonna need 15 chroma in order to be able to equip that as a passive buff for Lune. Yeah. So that's how those work, and there's just so many different layers in terms of the gameplay in Expedition 33. Now, on top of that, we didn't even touch this yet. Each character has a different gameplay style.
Oh yeah.
With Mael, it's her sword, right?
So like,
And she has different
yeah.
stances.
So different.
So she has a
stances.
defensive stance where she's very like she's more about defense.
Meaning she takes 50% less damage inflicted. She has a offensive stance where she does 50% more damage, but she takes 50% more. No, she does. No, yeah, she does. She does 50% more damage, and she takes 50% more
incoming damage.
Incoming.
So she gets hurt more easily. And then she has a victitious, something like that.
Was it virtuous?
Virtuous. I think it's virtuous. A virtuous stance where she does
200 plus damage.
But she don't take less damage at all. She just does way more fucking damage. And that's whenever I use her, I try to get her in that stance all the fucking time.
Oh, absolutely. That's
what I always try to do. For Gustav, he's what's him? What was him? Him is that his arm shit.
Was the overcharge.
The overcharge shit. He has that.
So his ability was if you have like 10 action points or like 9 or like if you max out your action points.
Yeah. No, it wasn't action points. It was the action points for that glove thing, his arm.
Oh, to use it. Yeah. Overcharge. Yeah. So you need the action point. You need a lot of action points to use overcharge. But the way you level up the overcharge is
like getting hits or some shit like that.
No, I think it's if you do perfect parries and dodges.
Really? I remember when I would hit people, the shit would go up.
You're right. I think I'm thinking. Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah,
it would go up when you would hit motherfuckers.
Of someone else.
I think it's hits.
Yeah.
I think it's hits. For Lune, her is all about
stains,
and basically I call them spells, bro. That's what she is. She's a fucking witch. So she basically has different. Her skills basically are different varieties. You have earth, air, fire. These are all different types of attacks. Light, all that shit. Each attack gives her a different stain. This fire attack will give her an ice stain, and you're able to collect up to 4 of these, right? And she has like these like, hey, if you have 3 ice stains, if you do this attack with 3 ice stains,
it'll consume
all 3. But this attack will give you extreme bonus damage.
Yeah,
and that's one of the attacks I used. On the final boss in Act 1, which it was called Tsunami.
Oh yeah,
and I had the 3 different stains, and it was the second part. And so I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, wait a minute. I think I have all 3, and I have enough AP. I'm like, bet. I do that, boom, it kills all his health. I go, let's go! I was fucking hyped as hell.
The other character, so the other character that we meet, she's with the cards, CL.
Yeah.
I had a little bit more trouble understanding her.
Yeah, same here, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, okay, so this, because we're talking about foretell, we're talking about sunlight and daylight. Like, okay, what's going on? But I think I understand, because certain moves, you add cards, you add like a foretell thing.
Yeah,
and some abilities consumes that foretell. So for example, if I use an ability, it says add 5 foretell points.
Yeah,
you use it, and then you see on the boss, like if you look at his health bar, it says, oh, this thing has 5. If I think you could add more, up to 10 or 20. I think
there's no cap, or am I wrong?
I can't remember, because I got a trophy, or I got achievement. I got an achievement for consuming 20 foretell or some shit.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's all I know. I don't know if there's a cap. I remember I applied 20 foretell or something to an enemy. And then her other ability is the other abilities that you could have is consuming. So whenever you use that ability, you consume the cards or the foretell that's on the enemy, and that inflicts more damage. That's the only way I honestly really figured out how to use her. You know, and I remember I got the achievement for doing that or something. It was like a big thing. I'm like, oh shit, I wasn't even trying. I was just like,
you just did it by accident.
I was just doing it. I'm like, okay, cool, like interesting. But then after that, I started to understand her more. But in the very beginning, I will say it was a little bit.
It was a little
bit wishy-washy for me. I think if you keep playing her, Mario, you would definitely understand.
I want to use her more, but right now I was just like, bro, I can't have it right now because I don't know how to use her. So I'm waiting until I get to like one of those areas where you have that different camera angle.
Yeah.
And you fight those enemies. I want to get there, and that's when I want to use her to figure her out.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, man, each gameplay in this game is so well thought out. In every aspect of the game. The buffs, the passive buffs, the skill tree, how each character has their own unique abilities, and then they have their own different buffs in terms of their play style. It's so well thought out, man.
And each character, because you could have 3, so that's another thing too, is you could only have 3 characters at a time, like at the expedition when you're fighting, right? And then obviously if you die, it tells the option, hey, do you want to send in your other player or whatever? It's like, yes or no, whatever. But since each character has their own playstyle, you could also bounce off of each other. and I think that's something you gotta like think ahead. So for example, one strat that I would always use it would be with Lune and Mael. So Lune has this ability called I think what's it called, Immolation or something, where I think it costs 3 action points or 4 action points, and it inflicts burning. So burning essentially, guys, every like next at the end of your turn or next the beginning of their turn, they start the enemy starts they take burn damage. So I would do that with Lune, and then Mael has this ability called, I think, what is it called? Swift Stride, I think.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Swift Stride. And so her ability, I think that costs about 3 action points. And it says, if once you use this ability to an enemy that has the burning effect, Mael gets into the virtuous stance. So I would inflict burning with Lune. I would use Swift Stride on Mael, and then Mael will immediately switch to the virtuous stance, which you could do 200 times more damage or some shit.
I know what you mean.
So there's many different ways that you could actually play with these characters and modify these characters however you want with the pictos, with the skill trees and stuff. And another thing as well is each character they have their own attributes. So there is the might. What else? You could do more damage. So you increase health, increase damage, decrease damage taken.
Yeah, defense.
You have luck, which is
critical hits.
Increases critical hits. Then you have agility, which agility is so you could play the character more often. And that's one thing I like fucked up on. I didn't fuck with agility like that, but dude, later on in other boss fights, dude, there's been times where a boss that was fighting or like an enemy would go 4 times in a row. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? How do I combat this? Well, the way you combat that is by picking one of your characters, increasing the agility. So then instead of 4 times in a row, maybe they'll go 2 times in a row, then my character, and then 2 times in a row. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the higher the agility your character has, the more chances of them going often.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay. I was trying to figure that out. I never knew that one. I would occasionally upgrade it. I'm like, I'm just going to do it because it's too low for me.
Yeah.
But I didn't focus on it either.
I tried to. Okay, here's the one thing as well, and this is why I really love the game, because it makes you fucking think. At the very beginning, I was making sure everybody was like around the same type of vibe.
Yeah.
But then I later found out, I was like, wait a second, these guys have different attributes to them where maybe this certain character is better if they do more damage. Okay, let me focus on leveling up their damage. Maybe this character is more of a supporting character, so I need them to be alive. Let me increase its health.
Yeah.
So you get to think like that. So so I think my highest damage character was Mael. So I had her agility like way up. So I would constantly go as her. And then I did have her health up as well. And then I had Lune's health up as well because she was like my healer and my revive person whenever I needed that. And so yeah, there's different ways you could strategize. You don't have to level up every single attribute like equally. You could just do it with your own play style. Like if you choose, for whatever reason, if you want Lune to do more damage with her stains, increase her fucking damage. If you want her to go more often than your other characters, increase the agility. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's so many different ways that you could do that. And here's the thing too. There is an ability that either you could buy from traders, or I think you just find them in a world exploring, where if you don't fuck with your attribute distribution,
you can reset it.
You could recode it. It's called recode. Yeah. And it wastes one of those things. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah,
it's like an elixir or something. I forgot what it's called. So it resets everything, so you get all of your skill points back, and then you could adjust your attributes to how you want. Yeah. So that's really neat.
They're rare though. They're not
easy. Yeah. But like I said, you could either find them through either defeating enemies or exploring, or I think I've bought in one before, like on a trader.
I have those. I think I have like. I think I only have like 3 or 2. I don't have a lot.
So no, I think I had about 3.
Because the way I have my shit set up right now is that right now the pictos I have equipped where like for at the start of each battle everybody has increased the defense. You know, I forgot what it's called, like wellness or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Where everyone has increased defense.
There's so many pictos where I
know, bro. There's a shit ton. Where right now I have one where like to start start the first 3 turns, everyone takes less damage for the first 3 turns, and then for whenever I get to Mael, or wasn't no, it wasn't Mael, it was with Gustav. He would increase their damage. So that's what I would do. I wouldn't even attack the motherfucker first. I would just give my buff first, but then I got Mael that, so I was like, all right, bet I don't need to. I can now get rid of that skill for her since I get it.
Let me hit you with this. There's a really cool pick that I had, and I think it was a bit because sometimes your weapon.
Doesn't what?
I forgot. We forgot to mention this too.
Yeah.
And so your weapons, there's elements.
Yeah.
So there's like fire, ice, or whatever.
Yeah, earth.
And certain enemies, like typical
have
old fashioned, right, have weaknesses. So
but they
sometimes
also have resistance too.
Exactly, they have a resistance. So you could fight an enemy. Let's say your weapon has element of fire, and it'll say resistant to fire, and like, oh fuck, I gotta try something else that's their weakness, and then roll with that. So that's really cool. I actually do like that. But there's a Pictos that I have that it's really fucking cool. I put it on Mael, and I think I'm not sure if it works. Well, okay. The reason why I put it Mael has this ability. I think you have this. I think I saw your stream and you have it. It's the one where like she takes down all the shields on an opponent. Yeah, dude. There's a certain area of the map, dude. When I was fighting enemies, bro,
everyone had that.
Everyone would have like 10 shields, bro. And the way you take down their, because they don't take any damage until you take down those shields. So there could be enemies, bro. They do repeated attacks or moves where they increase their shield, and there's a point, bro, where this motherfucker had 10 shields, and the way you take them down is either by attacking them or like shooting them. Yeah. So that's really cool too. Is the distance you could actually shoot them, but that costs an action point. Yeah. So you have to be really strategic. Yeah. So I'm over here like, bro, there's no way. This is actually fucked up. But because of Mael has this ability where I think it costs maybe about 3 action points.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Where she does the attack and it takes down all the shields. So that's fucking fire.
That was clutch.
So there's a Pictos. I have to look. I forgot what it was. I forgot if it was a weapon that had the buff or the Pictos, because some weapons have buffs as well. But point is, whenever an enemy had shields like that, and I used that ability on them, those shields, or I think a portion of those shields, will transfer to me.
Oh, that's raw.
So then Mael, look in the bottom left of the corner, Mael would have like 3 or 4 gray shields, and that's because I absorbed them from them.
That's raw.
It's fucking fire.
I need to find that. That's clutch.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how I found it. I have to look. I have to see if it's a Pictos. I have to see if it's a weapon ability. I forgot how I had it. Unless it was given to me part of like the story. I just don't know. I just remember fighting someone.
No, that's clutch.
And all of a sudden I had shields on me. I'm like, what the fuck? How did I get this? Yeah. And I looked it up, and then when I looked it up, it explained it, but I forgot. It was a long time ago. Because I beat this bitch like a week ago or something.
Yeah, I'm assuming it had to be a weapon, bro, because if it was a Pictos, then everybody would have that.
That's true.
It has to be a weapon.
Right. I think it was a weapon that I had.
It has to be a weapon. But that's clutch as shit.
So either it was a weapon that I found or a weapon that I maybe was given to me throughout the narrative. I can't remember, but all I know is like I had that ability, and I was like, dude, this is fucking banging. Yeah. So that was fucking clutch, and I just love experimenting the attributes. I love fucking around with the Pictos and everything. At first, I will say, it was overwhelming. I'm like, what does this mean? Because what Expedition likes to do is they use like fancy terminology, like, oh, chroma leads to this and this and this, and you're like, wait, what the fuck is chroma? Wait, what is this again? So it's definitely overwhelming at the very beginning because they kind of throw a lot at you. But as you play and like experiment, everything starts to fall into place, and you're like, okay, you know what? I understand it now. Like that meme. I understand it now. Yeah. But yeah, anything else that we could mention in the gameplay?
Nah, man, the gameplay is one of my favorite parts of the game.
I did see some people saying that it was like almost just boring and like repetitive.
Nah,
I don't know, man. I thought it was kind of addicting in my opinion.
It's addicting in my mind, man, because it's not repetitive. Because I'm like, bro, at certain levels, you're fighting the same enemy type rotation, but as you progress the game, they change it. Like nothing feels repetitive. Like for me, I understand if I'm in a certain section, I understand why I'm seeing the same enemies. But then I move on to the next section. It's like, okay, these are all different enemies. Bet I got to figure their attack patterns out, all that shit. So it just doesn't feel repetitive to me.
Yeah. I guess it just comes down to like, I guess,
preference.
Yeah, personal preference, personal views on things. Because personally, man, I didn't really feel that way. I thought it was really cool. If anything, I was excited to unlock new skill points, like new skill trees for my characters. Yeah, I was excited to unlock new weapons and Pictos and try them out, and I was excited to combo motherfuckers. Like, okay, cool. If I use Lune for this, then it could benefit. Then it could benefit Gustav. And then Gustav could do this, and it'll benefit me. I like thinking like that.
Yeah.
But I understand maybe some people may not like that, or maybe the enemies he thought that were, I guess, repetitive or boring. I disagree. I don't see that. I really don't see that. Every new enemy that I fought was always like a new battle for me. It was like, oh shit, like I forgot what this fucking character does, or oh damn, Demon Slayer unleashes his demons. What he's gonna do? What does that mean? Like, you know what I mean? And so it's really fucking cool. And yeah, man. Okay, so I think that's pretty much everything for the gameplay, man.
Yeah.
What's next?
Next up is just story and writing. I mean, and without going into spoilers, I mean, Hector kind of touched on it for the introduction. This is one of the best intros to a game in a very long time. It's up there with Last of Us. It's up there with Ghost of Tsushima. It's up there with like God of War. Me personally, it hits in every aspect, man. There's this one line in the beginning of the game that I'll say that really stuck with me, bro. 'Cause I'm just like, bro, that's fire ass writing. Where it's this character and it's this character and she's talking to Gustav, and she tells like, hey, I forgot the exact line. She was like, hey, not ignorant people. What's the word I'm looking for? Hard-headed people are the people like that make the most change in this world, or some shit like that. And it really stuck with me. I'm trying to remember the fucking line because, dude, it's so fire, but I don't really remember the fucking line. But the writing is very impactful, if that makes sense to the player. Where, like, they managed to make you care about the characters very early on in the game. I'm going to be completely honest with you. That's one thing where I realized heading into the game now, or games now, where it's like it's very hard to make me get into a world nowadays. And with Expedition, it 100% did it right instantly from the jump.
Yeah.
Where I think they introduce, and the music helps. This is where like the music fucking helps you get into the world. It helps you get into the world and with these characters and how they introduce the game, where it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I agree.
That just happened. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm locked in. Like I'm here for the ride.
And I loved it. I love when video games do that, man, where they're able to create complex characters and from the jump write them in a way where you are immediately like invested with them. Like at the very, like what you said, the very intro of the game, I was already like hooked in. It's like, damn, I actually fuck with this world. I'm liking Gustav. I'm liking Mael. I'm liking these characters, and they're written in a way where it just feels natural. And another thing that feels natural is like the comedy, because there's some comedy bits here in the game. Not overbearing, not like like a normal comedy, but there are some comedy moments where it's like, hey, trying to lighten up the mood of the game or whatever. And in my opinion, it felt natural. It felt funny. It felt goofy, but in a very
it felt in the way
way
how the Batman did it.
Yeah.
Exactly how the Batman did, where like they're saying shit where it's like maybe it is supposed to be meant to be funny, but not. Where it's like, oh, that's actually kind of funny.
There is a scene that like they do it on purpose because you're not there yet. But there is a scene where they make it on purpose where it's funny and shit. But I don't know. I personally liked it. I thought it felt natural. And so here's the thing, guys. I actually you guys already know this. I actually beat the game. So this is crazy as fuck because I love the story, man. I love it, man. I fucking love it. I said this to you guys in the group chat, Mario, with Hav. I said that this story is definitely going to be up there with the greats. It's going to be cemented with the greats. I'm talking about The Last of Us. I'm talking about Uncharted. I'm talking about fucking Red Dead Redemption. I'm talking about like games that you would think that, yo, the story's so fucking fire. I truly think that one of these stories is super fucking unique, and it's like it's definitely up there. You're not there yet. Yeah. So you just, you know what I mean? You're not there.
I've only been in Act 1.
So I'm excited to see what you think, because there was a moment in the story where I'm gonna be honest, where kind of lost me. I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck is this? Okay, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this at all. But I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna see what they do with it, and they stick the landing. They saved it for me. I didn't completely hate it. I was just more so skeptical. I was like, okay, they're doing this. Interesting. All right, let me see what happens. But no, they land it perfectly, and it's fucking amazing. The ending, bro, crazy work, man. It's just it's just amazing, bro. I love it. It's phenomenal. and just the overall direction. Because it sucks, man. I can't speak spoilers, but the overall direction of the game and the characters and the character development and the dialogue with each other. It's just up there, man. It's phenomenal, and
it just feels real.
Yeah, I loved it. It got to the point, dude, where like I wish I could keep playing.
Yeah,
they do have a new game plus, but it's like I don't know, guys. I've what's it called? We got Doom: The Dark Ages coming out. I gotta play that. I actually started playing Oblivion Remastered. So I'm like, oh, wait, I got Oblivion Remastered to play a little bit. Obviously, we're not gonna do a should you buy or anything like that for it, but I just wanted to
just play for yourself.
Play for myself, get some time in. So yeah, I stepped away from Expedition, but like in my mind, I'm like, dang, I really wish I could play that. Yeah. I really wish I could fucking play it again, and maybe 100% it. I even told you this in the group chat that I was planning on buying it on PS5.
Yeah,
and actually like 100%ing it through there. Like that's how much I love the game, and but yeah, the story narrative super fucking mature, rich, depth, man. Emotional, cinematic. Just wait, bro. Mario, just wait, bro. It's crazy. It's emotional. It's cinematic, bro. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. But I don't think I could add anything else other than like that. It was phenomenal. I fucking love this game.
I love it so far, man.
So I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, at this point, it's just our conclusion, our final
conclusion,
thought.
yeah, man. Yeah. I truly think that, once again, that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 will be cemented with one of the greats. It's going to be one of those games that we talk about for years to come.
Yeah.
It has definitely innovated the turn-based RPG game. I won't be surprised if new games include the parry and dodge mechanic.
Yeah, oh, hell yeah.
Will not be surprised, but they absolutely killed it. I love it. I love the world. This is a game that I truly think you should go out there and buy. Should you buy? Yes. In my opinion, absolutely. It's $50. If anything, I would argue that you get more than what your money's worth. Like, I honestly, if this was like one of those premium games, like $70, I'd have been like, oh, I get it.
It's worth 70.
I think so, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's $50, bro, dude, get on it, man. You should definitely get on, especially if you have Game Pass.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Play on fucking Game Pass. This is one of those games that I truly think will leave an impact on you guys, especially if you love narrative. If you love narrative single player games, like I said, if you might not rock with the RPG games or let alone turn based games, cool. Maybe give it a shot. If you don't fuck with it that much, fine. Watch a playthrough. Watch someone else play it and just be there for the story, because I truly think the story is fucking worth it, man. It's super fucking unique, super awesome. Should you buy it? Hell yes. That's my. Oh, and I could give it a rating.
I was about to say, you could give it a rating that you beat it.
I could actually give it a rating. So yeah, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, man. I'm actually going to give this a 10 out of 10. I think that this game is essential, man. If you love narrative games, if you love turn-based RPG games, I think this is a game that you have to play. It's a must fucking play. Essential game for sure. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Okay. As for me, man, this is one of those games where I'm so happy I was right about. Where I was like, hey man, I think this game has something to be. it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
Because like I was like, my only worry, bro. I was saying that my only worry about it, man, is like I don't think it's gonna be that long, which it's a long game. Or two, it's gonna be very buggy, which it's not buggy at all. It's exceeded my expectations in every aspect: visually, story, gameplay, characters, enemy designs, the level designs. Everything of this game is just done so beautifully well and at a masterful level where I'm like 12 hours into the game. It doesn't even feel like 12 hours. I feel like it's only been 6. That's how much I'm enjoying it. Like my first session was 6 hours. I'm like, bro, if I didn't have to do something during that because I had to do something, man, that day, I probably would have been on for 8. And I was like, bro, like it was 6 hours. It felt like 3 for me. And I always say whenever I say that, it's genuinely a good sign that I'm enjoying the game. Right?
For sure.
And I just love everything about it, man. I love these characters. Gameplay to me is where it really stands out. And then I'll probably save the story next. The way they did the gameplay is just so addicting to me. And I love figuring out how I'm going to do every battle and leveling up my characters and thinking about, okay, if I do this, how will this benefit her and how will it benefit the team? If that makes sense. Excuse me. But should you buy it? 100%. It's worth $50. It's worth honestly, it's worth 70. If I'm being honest with you, if you have Game Pass, download it. It's 100% worth a shot. Try it out. If you're not into turn-based, at least just try it, man. You know what I mean? Try it out because this game is definitely worth it. It's going to be one of those games that when I beat it, because I will beat it. I'm doing a full playthrough of this. I'm not going to just start and just leave it alone like I do with some other games, like Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I don't think I'm ever going to come back to that.
I don't think me either. I'm actually so upset that I paid $70 for that.
Oh, yeah, I know, because it's not a $70 game, bro. Man. It's not a $70 game. That game is $50. That is a $50 game.
Yeah, man.
But this one is just so beautifully done, dude. Like the word I described is like it's beautifully done. It's so beautifully done, and the fact that their story is so amazing, so inspirational, it makes me happy for those developers because they took a chance on themselves and it worked out. Now they might want to get acquired by Sony or Microsoft now. Who knows?
Probably.
Hopefully not, bro. Stay independent, man. Don't get acquired by these studios, bro.
There's already talks of a movie.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
I mean, Gustavo looks like Robert Pattinson, man. They did that shit on purpose.
Yeah, maybe.
They did that shit on purpose, bro. I mean, including that stars.
Hey, and before we actually, clear off, I want to mention that it's a bunch of people's debuts, right? Like a bunch of people's debuts. Another person, like that was his debut, was Charlie Cox, man.
Yeah,
Daredevil.
He's the voice
of a Gustav, and this is his first ever voicing. Like any media, like a video game, something that's not live action, obviously. He's an actor, obviously. He's Daredevil, but this is his first ever video game debut as a voice actor, and it's like he killed it, bro.
Him and I think Andy Serkis is his name.
Oh yeah, Andy Serkis is in here. He's the guy that you first see in the no spoilers.
Also him. Yeah, bro.
He did an amazing job, dude. I love him.
Yeah, he's badass, dude. Bro. He's an Andor, man. He's badass.
Yeah, I love him, bro. He's really fucking cool. And the Charlie Cox Gustav, man, phenomenal. Love it. Absolutely. Phenomenal.
So everything, bro. Everything in this game is phenomenal. Definitely get it. It's worth your time.
Okay, so I think that's it, right?
Yep.
That is everything, guys. Let us know what do you guys think of Expedition 33 in the comments down below. Also, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, leave a rating, guys.
Yeah.
It'll definitely help us out.
We appreciate that.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.